But, and speaking of Indiana, let's kind of get into this real quick. Indiana had an incredible run, y'all. What is it? They started off the season, what is it, like 10-12 or 10-15? They're like the 11th seed in the East or something like that to start off the season. And just, the turnaround, and watching Tyrese Haliburton and this team, it just shows, it showed a different recipe for success in the NBA. You don't need these many superstars to really make a deep run in the playoffs. If you have depth, that's going to get you a long way, especially if you have a depth where you have 6 or 7 players that can score double digits on an NBA roster, and have someone like Tyrese who can dish the ball and minimize turnover. Like I said, they had an incredible run, but it got stunted by a horrible injury to Tyrese Haliburton in this Game 7, and it's just, man, my heart goes out to him because that was the most emotional, like one of the most emotional things I've seen from a player. Like I said, it's just one of the biggest stages of your life, because you're not going to get that every time. You rarely get that. I mean, and you're really going to ever touch that main stage ever again, because you have guys, previous guys in the past that never won a ring. You know what I'm saying? That could have been unfortunately, that could have been his last opportunity as a player. You know what I'm saying? So,
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Considering the implications on the injury and when it happened, Game 7, he was hot. 9 points in 7 minutes. He was hot. He was about to do some bad shit to that team.
Bad.
Where does this rank in the what ifs? Because we talk about what if CP3 played in Game 7 against the 2018 Warriors. We talk about what if Kyrie wasn't hurt in 2015. What if KD didn't go down in 2018 against the Raptors? Where do you put that?
I'm probably gonna. I mean, again, like with the implications and everything like that, I still don't think the Pacers had what it take. Yes, he was about to do some diabolical things this game for sure. He was gonna get disgusting, but I think still, I don't know, man. SGA, he came. I mean, granted, and we'll get into how he played in his performance as the Finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would probably rank this below almost all of those that you stated for sure.
Okay.
Just because, like I said, even though he was going to be on a tear, I still don't think that they would have kept it a closer game for sure than what it was.
Yeah.
Because I'll get into that. Like they played with their heads cut off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After he went down.
Yeah.
Like chickens with their head cut off. Like they were
it was
just
bad.
going all around and stuff like that. Don't even know how to play basketball anymore. So it played a huge implication on the Pacers themselves and just like the presence after that happened. But like I said, that is a huge what if for sure.
You don't think it makes a difference though?
Not
at all?
I don't think not at all, but I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference in terms of the results.
Okay.
I think it still would have been OKC still would have won this game,
right.
But it definitely would have made this Game 7 a little bit more exciting than what it was. And like I said, we'll get into all some of the key moments that happened in this game for sure. But like Achilles injury is it's terrible, man. It's one of probably the worst injuries a player from any sport can deal with, because the rehab for it and just like the timetable. You're losing speed at that point. You're what was it? If we have some notable guys who tore their Achilles, man, we had KD. We had Dominic Wilkins, Kobe, and then this year alone, we had guys like Jason Tatum and Dame, in that run.
Three different times in this playoffs alone.
In that run, in the Pacers run, they played against guys who, that tore their Achilles and stuff like that. So it's just like, I don't know. And then let's look at, and he posted too, luckily, he had a successful surgery not too long ago. Was it today, Noah, or was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Let's take a look real quick of what he actually stated. So he had a full statement. This is what Tyrese Haliburton stated. He said, "Man, don't know how to explain it other than shock. Words can't express the pain of this letdown. The frustration is unfathomable. I've worked my whole life to get to this moment, and this is how it ends. Makes no sense. Now that I've gotten surgery, I wish I could count the number of times people will tell me I'm going to come back stronger. What a cliche, LOL. This shit sucks. My foot feels dead. Feels like a dead weight, fam. But what's hurting most, I think, is my mind. I feel like I'm rambling, but I know this is something I'll look back on when I'm through this as something I'm proud I fought through. It feels good to let this shit out without y'all seeing the kid ugly cry. And he goes on and says a couple more things, but the thing that really stuck to me, he quoted Kobe, man. So because when Kobe went through it himself, what did he say? He literally says, "I think Kobe said it best when in the same situation. There are greater issues, challenges in the world than a torn Achilles. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever. And that's exactly right. I'll do everything in my power to get back right." So, man, Jaron, I don't know, man. Like, how does like I said, this is a big what if, but this is a huge just like let down, like not even a let down for him, but like this Pacers run was incredible. Like this is something we weren't really expecting. So what do how do you feel about this? Like, I'm gonna ask you the same questions. Where does this rank on your what ifs?
I mean, personally, I think it goes pretty high. I truly do think it was a 14-point loss. I mean, you can't just say, oh, Tyrese Haliburton would have made those 14 points up. The game would have went completely different. But I truly do think that the way he came out, like when Tyrese Haliburton gets going, like you almost can't stop him. And he's had a lot of instances where he's proved that to us. Like fucking 3-4 game winners throughout this playoffs. Like I thought he was gonna go through there and have a legacy game and definitely put himself in a conversation that we may not be comfortable having. Dead ass, like for real. As far as ranking it in other instances, I think I would put it up there with like if with the Kyrie didn't play in the finals in their first finals against the Warriors, stuff like that, KD going down. I think that ranks up there with those because this is like the most important game of the year and it could have went either way, if he was fully healthy. And I really do think that I think it could have swung their way. Deadass.
Would you put, because, a lot of people tend to like to put an asterisk on a lot of things because given the circumstances, would you put an asterisk on the Thunder's final?
Fuck no. That's fuck. Because then it's like, you do that, then, like as a Lakers fan, I've heard it all. Mickey Mouse ring, all this shit. Like, it's just, this is basketball. You play who's in front of you. You can't help who's injured, who gets injured.
Injury's part of the game.
Right. Whether it's on the court, whether it's off the court, during the game, not during the game. There's nothing you can do about that. You play who's in front of you. And even with him going out, they still made it a competitive game. It doesn't deny this doesn't negate the fact that, OKC had over 65 wins. They had, you got a regular season MVP, you got your Western Finals MVP, and you got the Finals MVP. Like this is a great season for them. I don't think you can discount that at all.
No, and definitely can't. And then let's kind of get into that, you know what I'm saying?